I am Jarvis, your storyteller. Welcome to the Science Fiction Exploration. If you like the story, please subscribe to our channel.
The First Contact in the Dark. Dr. Meera Patel hadn't expected to make history on a Tuesday. The research vessel Helios drifted through the perpetual twilight of NGC 459, a nebula so ancient it had witnessed the birth of countless civilizations. As the ship's lead xenobiologist, Meera spent most of her time studying microbial life forms. The discovery of a dormant apex predator species was definitely not in her mission brief. Proximity alert, announced Echo, the ship's AI. Unknown biological signature detected in asteroid field ahead. Mass exceeding standard parameters. Meera looked up from her microscope, brushing aside a strand of silver-streaked black hair. Define exceeding standard parameters, Echo. Approximately 30 meters in length. Detecting complex neural patterns consistent with higher consciousness. And Dr. Patel. Echo paused, something the AI rarely did. It's watching us. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a creature that seemed to be carved from living shadow. Its body was serpentine but covered in overlapping plates that appeared to absorb light rather than reflect it. 6 pairs of eyes, each one larger than Myra's head, studied the Helios with unmistakable intelligence. Lieutenant Reeves, Meera called out to her security officer, "Stand down weapons. We don't want to appear hostile." Marcus Reeves, a veteran of 3 deep space campaigns, kept his hand hovering over the defense controls. "With all due respect, Doctor, that thing could swallow our ship whole." "And yet it hasn't," Meera observed, stepping closer to the view screen. "Echo, can you establish any kind of communication link?" "Negative. However, the creature's neural patterns are shifting. It appears to be curious." The creature drifted closer, its movement so fluid it seemed to bend space around itself. Meera felt something brush against her consciousness, a gentle probe, like fingers testing the surface of water. "It's telepathic," she whispered, more in awe than fear. "Echo, record everything. This is first contact with a sentient apex predator species." The presence in her mind grew stronger, not invasive but questioning. Images flashed through her thoughts, stars being born, civilizations rising and falling, long periods of hibernation in the cosmic void. The creature was sharing its memories. "Dr. Patel," Marcus warned, "your neural readings are off the charts. Whatever that thing is doing." "It's not attacking," Meera interrupted, her voice distant. "It's lonely. It's been alone for so long, watching, waiting. We're the first beings it's encountered that can understand." The creature's massive form curled around the Helios, not threatening but protective. More images flooded Myra's mind, others of its kind, now long gone, a great migration across the galaxy, and a profound sense of loss. "Echo," Meera commanded, her voice barely above a whisper, "send out a general broadcast. The universe needs to know what we've found." "Belay that," Marcus countered. "We need to consult with command first. This could have serious diplomatic implications." But it was too late. The creature had already made its decision. A wave of emotion washed over Meera, gratitude, hope, and something else. A recognition that humans possessed something unique, the ability to bridge the gap between predator and prey, to understand both the hunter and the hunted. "It's not just telepathy," Meera realized, her eyes widening. "Our brains are uniquely adapted to form these connections. We evolved alongside predators on Earth, learned to understand them, even domesticated them. This isn't just first contact, it's proof that humans have a special role to play in the galaxy." The creature's approval radiated through their mental link. More than that, it broadcasted their interaction across vast distances, a psychic beacon that would soon draw others of its kind from their ancient hiding places. "Dr. Patel," Echo announced, "I'm detecting multiple signatures matching our friend's profile. They're coming out of hibernation. All across the sector." Marcus slumped in his chair. Command is going to love this. Mira couldn't suppress a smile as she watched more shapes emerge from the darkness of space, each one drawn to the Helios like moths to a flame. We've just rewritten every text on xenobiology, Marcus. Humans aren't just another spacefaring species, we're the missing link these creatures have been waiting for. The first creature, which Mira had begun thinking of as the ambassador, shared one final image, a galaxy teeming with life, where ancient predators and modern civilizations existed in harmony, bridged by humanity's unique gift for understanding both. As the Helios's communication systems lit up with incoming messages from every research station and diplomatic outpost in range, Mira realized that Tuesday was going to be a very long day indeed. But then, making history usually was. Echo, she said, prepare a full report for the Xenobiological Council. Title it, The Awakening, Humanity's Role in Galactic Predator-Prey Relations. And maybe add a footnote about keeping an open mind about large, telepathic space creatures. The ambassador's amusement rippled through her consciousness like gentle waves on a cosmic shore. The age of isolation was over. A new chapter in galactic history had begun, written in the strange language of predator and prey, hunter and diplomat, fear and understanding. And humanity, for better or worse, was going to be right in the middle of it all. The Neural Bridge. The Galactic Council chamber hadn't been this crowded in centuries. Representatives from 37 spacefaring civilizations packed the circular hall, their murmurs echoing off ancient walls. Dr. Mira Patel stood at the center, flanked by Lieutenant Marcus Reeves and a holographic projection of Echo. Above them, floating in a containment field that was more for show than security, the ambassador's massive form drew every eye in the room. You expect us to believe, began Counselor Zextal, his crystalline form shimmering with skepticism, that these ancient predators pose no threat? That they merely wish to communicate? The evidence is right in front of you, Mira replied, gesturing to the data streams projected around them. In the 3 weeks since first contact, we've documented 47 peaceful interactions between awakened predators and human researchers. The ambassador's presence in her mind had become a constant, like a comforting hand on her shoulder. Through their connection, she could sense dozens more of its kind, scattered across the galaxy but increasingly drawn to human outposts and colonies. Dr. Patel's neural patterns during these interactions are fascinating, Echo interjected, displaying a complex web of synaptic activity. Humans appear to possess specialized neural pathways that facilitate communication with predator species. These pathways are dormant in all other known sentient races. A ripple of unease passed through the chamber. Professor Nixis, a renowned xenobiologist from the Centaurian Academy, leaned forward on her gravity pod. Are you suggesting these pathways evolved specifically for this purpose? Not exactly, Mira explained, bringing up archaeological data from Earth. We evolved alongside predators on our homeworld. For millions of years, understanding predator behavior was crucial to our survival. We learned to read their intentions, anticipate their actions. Over time, this developed into something more, an ability to form genuine connections with species that others fear. The ambassador shared an image through their link, ancient Earth, seen from orbit, teeming with life and potential. Mira translated the sentiment for the Council. The ambassador's species has been watching Earth for millennia. They recognized something unique in our development, our ability to bridge the gap between predator and prey. We didn't just survive alongside dangerous species, we formed partnerships with them. Lieutenant Reeves stepped forward, his military bearing lending weight to his words. In the past 3 weeks, we've seen these ancient predators assist with everything from deep space rescue operations to ecological surveys. They're not mindless beasts, they're intelligent beings seeking connection. And what happens when these connections turn sour? Counselor Zextal demanded. What prevents these creatures from turning on us? The ambassador's response flowed through Mira like a cool stream, images of symbiotic relationships, of balance maintained through understanding rather than force. She shared these visions with the Council through Echo's holographic interface. The neural bridge works both ways, she explained. Just as we can understand them, they understand us. It's not control or domestication, it's genuine communication between species that evolved to fill very different roles in the galaxy. Professor Nixus's readings spiked with excitement. The implications for xenobiology are staggering. If humans can facilitate communication between predator species and other sentient races, we could reshape the entire galaxy's ecological balance, Mira finished. These ancient predators have knowledge spanning millions of years. They've watched civilizations rise and fall, seen the long-term consequences of our actions on galactic ecosystems. The ambassador shared another vision, a future where massive space-dwelling predators worked alongside ships like the Helios, their ancient knowledge helping to preserve dying star systems and protect emerging civilizations. The Helios incident, as we're calling it, wasn't just first contact, Mira continued. It was the discovery of humanity's role in the galaxy. We're not just another spacefaring species, we're mediators between worlds that never could have connected otherwise. Echo's hologram flickered as it processed new data. Incoming reports indicate 17 more predator species have emerged from hibernation. All are seeking human contact. None have shown aggression. The council chamber erupted in overlapping conversations. Mira felt the ambassador's amusement. For a species that had witnessed the birth and death of stars, the short-term concerns of politicians were almost entertaining. We need protocols, Councillor Zextal insisted. Regulations. We can't have humans running around forming psychic bonds with the galaxy's most dangerous creatures without oversight. With all due respect, Councillor, Marcus interjected, we're beyond that point. These beings are waking up across the galaxy. They're intelligent, peaceful, and specifically seeking human contact. We can either work with this reality or waste time fighting it. Professor Nixus's gravity pod hummed as she descended to the chamber floor. I propose we establish a joint research initiative. The Centaurian Academy would be honored to work with Dr. Patel and her team to better understand these neural bridges. The ambassador's approval radiated through Myra's consciousness. More than approval, anticipation. This was just the beginning of a transformation that would reshape galactic society. The question isn't whether to allow these connections, Mira addressed the council, her voice carrying the weight of both human determination and ancient wisdom. The question is how we'll adapt to a galaxy where predator and prey, hunter and hunted, can finally understand each other. Through humanity's neural bridges, we have a chance to access knowledge spanning millions of years. We can learn from species that have watched galaxies evolve. The chamber fell silent as the ambassador unfurled its massive form, its 6 pairs of eyes studying each council member in turn. Through Mira, it shared a simple truth: the age of separation was over. The time of understanding had begun. And humanity, with its unique gift for bridging impossible gaps, would lead the way. Pack mentality. The observation deck of Research Station Omega hung like a crystal tear in space, offering an unobstructed view of the phenomenon that Dr. Mira Patel had come to think of as the Great Gathering. Dozens of ancient predator species, each massive enough to dwarf the station, drifted in intricate patterns through the void. Their movements were a dance choreographed by millions of years of instinct and intelligence. Neural activity is off the charts, Dr. Jun Nakamura reported, his fingers dancing across multiple holographic displays. As the station's chief neurologist, he'd been tasked with monitoring the growing network of human-predator connections. It's not just individual bonds anymore. They're forming a collective consciousness, and humans are the conduits. Mira watched as the ambassador, now joined by its recently awakened kin, led a younger predator through what appeared to be a hunting lesson. The smaller creature, which the station's crew had nicknamed Nova, was learning to detect quantum fluctuations that could indicate wounded stars, ancient prey that these beings had evolved to heal rather than harm. "Command's getting nervous," Lieutenant Reeves announced, entering the observation deck with a fresh batch of reports. "We've got awakening predators near every major human settlement in the galaxy. The Centaurian Academy's calling it a mass migration." Echo's hologram materialized beside them. "Correction, it's a convergence. These species aren't just moving, they're responding to a call that began with our first contact. Each awakened predator is broadcasting to others of its kind." Through her neural link, Mira felt the complexity of the situation. The ambassador shared glimpses of similar gatherings from eons past, when these ancient species would come together to address threats to the galaxy's ecological balance. But this time was different. This time, they had partners. "Director Chen is on the line," Echo announced. "He's requesting an immediate update on Project Bridge." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the weathered face of Director James Chen, head of the newly formed Xenological Integration Bureau. "Dr. Patel, please tell me you have good news. The diplomatic corps is drowning in requests for human mediators." Mira gestured to the spectacle outside. "Define good news, Director." "We've confirmed that humans can form stable neural bonds with at least 15 different predator species. Each bond appears to enhance both parties' cognitive abilities. But the implications..." She trailed off, watching Nova successfully locate a stellar anomaly. "The implications are beyond our current understanding," Dr. Nakamura finished. "These creatures don't just hunt, they maintain cosmic equilibrium. They can detect problems in spacetime that our most advanced sensors miss. And now they're teaching us." The ambassador's presence in Myra's mind shifted, sharing a vision of galaxy-wide cooperation between humans and ancient predators. It wasn't just about communication anymore, it was about evolution. "We're seeing changes in human neural architecture," Dr. Nakamura continued, bringing up comparative brain scans. "The parts of our brains that evolved to understand Earth's predators are adapting, expanding. Each connection makes the next one easier." Director Chen's expression tightened. "Changes? Are you telling me these interactions are altering human biology?" "More like unlocking potential that was always there," Mira explained. "Remember, we evolved alongside predators. Our ancestors survived by understanding them. These ancient species are just helping us access abilities we didn't know we had." Through the viewport, Nova successfully guided a small research vessel through a dangerous radiation field, its massive form shielding the ship from harm. The sight brought a smile to Myra's face. "They're not just teaching us, they're protecting us. The Arcturian Senate is demanding we share our findings," Director Chen sighed. "They want to know why their species can't form the same connections." "Because they never needed to," Lieutenant Reeves interjected. "Their world had no large predators. They never developed the neural architecture for understanding beings so different from themselves." The ambassador shared another memory: countless civilizations rising and falling, each locked in their own perspective, unable to bridge the gaps between different forms of life. Humanity's gift wasn't just about communicating with predators, it was about understanding the seemingly incomprehensible. "We're receiving reports from the Carina sector," Echo announced. "A human mining colony successfully evacuated before a quantum filament surge thanks to warnings from local predator species. The creatures detected the danger hours before our instruments could." Director Chen leaned back in his chair. "So we're becoming dependent on them." "No," Mira corrected, "we're learning from them. And they're learning from us. The ambassador's species has incredible power and knowledge, but they've been limited by their solitary nature. Humans offer them something they've never had before, the ability to connect with the broader galactic community." Dr. Nakamura's instruments chimed with new data. "The neural network is expanding. Each human-predator bond strengthens the overall connection. It's like we're building a bridge between two very different ways of experiencing the universe. Outside, more predators were arriving, each one falling into the intricate dance of position and purpose. Through their human partners, they were learning to work with the very civilizations they had once only observed from afar. Director, Mira said, her voice carrying the weight of both human determination and ancient wisdom, we need to stop thinking of this as a scientific anomaly or a diplomatic crisis. This is the next step in galactic evolution. These beings spent millions of years watching, waiting, and preserving cosmic balance. Now they're ready to share that knowledge, but only with species capable of understanding them. And we're the only ones who can, Director Chen concluded. For now, Mira agreed. But maybe that's our real purpose in the galaxy. Not just to bridge the gap between predator and prey, but to teach others how to build bridges of their own. The ambassador's approval radiated through their connection, accompanied by a sense of anticipation. The great gathering was just the beginning. Together, humans and ancient predators would reshape the very fabric of galactic society, one neural bridge at a time. And somewhere in the vast dance of predators and starships, the future of the galaxy was being written in a language that only humanity could translate. The Sanctuary Initiative. The newly christened Sanctuary Station gleamed against the backdrop of the Horsehead Nebula, its spiral arms stretching out like welcoming hands to the massive beings that called it home. Dr. Mira Patel stood in the central atrium, surrounded by a mix of human researchers and diplomatic representatives from across the galaxy. Above them, through the transparent dome, the ambassador and its kin wove patterns in space that seemed to bend reality itself. Integration Protocol 7 is now active, Echo announced, its holographic form flickering with streams of data. We're receiving requests for human mediators from 23 systems. The Andromeda Alliance has officially recognized the Sanctuary Initiative as a sovereign scientific body. Lieutenant Marcus Reeves, now Chief of Sanctuary Security, studied the latest security feeds. We've got movement in the Outer Rim. 3 more ancient species approaching, each bigger than the last. Dr. Nakamura is going to need more neural monitoring stations. In the medical wing, Dr. Jun Nakamura was already adapting to the new arrivals. His lab had expanded to accommodate the growing number of human-predator bonds being formed. The neural architecture is evolving faster than we anticipated, he reported, gesturing to a 3-dimensional map of synaptic connections. Each new bond adds layers of complexity to the network. Through her link with the ambassador, Mira felt the ripples of change spreading across the galaxy. The ancient predators weren't just sharing their knowledge anymore, they were actively reshaping the way humans perceive the universe. Incoming transmission from the Xenological Integration Bureau, Echo announced. Director Chen looks concerned. The main display activated, showing Director Chen's face lined with worry. Dr. Patel, we have a situation. The Arcturian Senate has passed the Isolation Act. They're closing their borders to any system hosting awakened predator species. Mira exchanged glances with Marcus. They're afraid. They're jealous, Marcus corrected. We've seen their research. They've been trying to artificially replicate human neural patterns, hoping to form their own bonds with the predators. The ambassador shared a memory, countless civilizations throughout history, attempting to force connections that could only develop naturally. Each attempt had ended in failure, some catastrophically. Director, Mira began, choosing her words carefully, the Arcturians need to understand that these bonds can't be manufactured. They're the result of millions of years of coevolution. Humanity's gift isn't just neural, it's embedded in our very history. Tell that to their scientists, Chen replied. They're claiming we're hoarding a biological advantage. There's talk of genetic engineering programs to level the playing field. Dr. Nakamura's instruments chimed with urgent data. We've got anomalous readings from the neural network. The predators are reacting to something big. Through her connection, Mira felt it too, a disturbance in the fabric of spacetime, like ripples in a cosmic pond. The ambassador's consciousness pressed against hers, sharing images of a massive stellar event approaching from the galaxy's core. Echo, full scan of the galactic center, Mira commanded. Detecting quantum fluctuations consistent with a pending hypernova, Echo reported. The blast wave could destabilize hundreds of star systems. Traditional evacuation protocols would take months. The ambassador's response was immediate and clear: this was why they had awakened. This was why they needed humanity. Through their bonds, they could coordinate an evacuation effort unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Director, Mira said, her voice steady with purpose, inform the Galactic Council that we're initiating Emergency Protocol Omega. The Sanctuary Initiative is activating all available human-predator pairs for immediate deployment. You're going to evacuate the entire sector? Chen's disbelief was palpable. No, Mira corrected, we're going to save it. The predators don't just sense these events, they can manipulate quantum fields to contain them. But they need our help to coordinate with local populations. Throughout the station, humans were already connecting with their predator partners, forming a vast neural network of shared purpose and understanding. Dr. Nakamura's monitors lit up like a stellar nursery as dozens of bonds activated simultaneously. This is what the Sanctuary Initiative was created for, Marcus added, already coordinating security teams. Not just research or diplomacy, but proving that humanity and these ancient beings can work together to protect the galaxy. The ambassador shared a vision of what was to come: massive predators creating quantum barriers around vulnerable systems, human mediators coordinating with local authorities, a dance of cooperation that would demonstrate the true power of their partnership. The Arcturians want to replicate our neural patterns? Mira asked, watching as the first teams prepared for deployment. Let's show them something better. Let's show them why these bonds can't be forced or manufactured. Let's show them what genuine cooperation looks like. Through the dome, the gathered predators began to move with purpose, their massive forms aligning in formations that defied conventional physics. Each one was connected to a human partner, their shared consciousness creating a symphony of thought and action. Director, Mira said, feeling the strength of countless ancient minds flowing through the neural network, you're about to witness the largest coordinated rescue operation in galactic history. And when it's done, maybe the Arcturians will understand that true power doesn't come from trying to control these beings, it comes from learning to work with them. As the Sanctuary Initiative immobilized for its first major crisis, Mira felt the weight of history pressing against her consciousness. This wasn't just about saving lives or proving a point. This was about showing the galaxy a new way forward, a path where understanding trumped fear, and cooperation replaced control. The future of galactic civilization hung in the balance. And humanity, through its unique bond with the universe's most ancient guardians, would lead the way into that future, one neural bridge at a time. Evolution's echo. The quantum storm raged at the galaxy's heart, a hypernova waiting to be born. Through the neural network, Dr. Mira Patel felt the collective consciousness of hundreds of ancient predators working in concert with their human partners. The Sanctuary Initiative's first major operation had become a race against cosmic forces that could reshape entire star systems. Quantum barrier at 60% strength, Echo reported, its holographic form pulsing with streams of real-time data. The predators are successfully containing the initial wave, but the strain on the neural network is unprecedented. Dr. Jun Nakamura's medical bay had become a coordination center, monitoring the vital signs of every human operator linked to the network. Their neural patterns are synchronizing at a level we've never seen before. It's like they're becoming something more than individual connections. The ambassador's presence in Myra's mind had deepened, sharing not just thoughts but a profound understanding that stretched back to the dawn of the galaxy. Through their bond, she began to comprehend the true nature of their relationship, and why humanity had been chosen. Energy spike in Sector 7. Lieutenant Marcus Reeves called out, his hands flying over the tactical display. The Arcturian research vessel is moving into the containment zone. They're trying to gather data on the Predator's quantum manipulation techniques. Get them out of there, Mira ordered, but she already knew it was too late. The vessel's presence had created a distortion in the quantum barrier, a weakness that the hypernova's energy could exploit. Through the neural network, she felt the ambassador's solution form. The ancient predators would need to reinforce that section of the barrier, but doing so would require more energy than they could safely channel through their human partners. Dr. Patel, Echo's voice carried an unusual note of urgency. I'm detecting a change in the neural network's fundamental structure. The human operators, they're evolving. Dr. Nakamura's instruments confirmed it. The quantum energies from the hypernova are catalyzing changes in human neural architecture. The predators aren't just working with us, they're helping us transform. The ambassador shared a truth that had been waiting millions of years to be revealed. Humanity's ability to bond with predators wasn't an accident of evolution. It was the result of careful guidance by these ancient beings, who had watched and subtly influenced Earth's development since the first mammals looked up at the stars. They knew, Mira whispered, understanding flooding through her. They knew we would be needed for this moment. They helped shape our evolution so we could help them protect the galaxy. The Arcturian vessel's sensors had detected the neural transformation. Their transmission cut through the emergency channels. The humans are being altered. This proves they've been compromised by these creatures. We must shut down the Sanctuary Initiative before their transmission cut off as a massive surge of energy from the hypernova struck their shields. The quantum barrier in that sector began to destabilize. We need to make a choice, Marcus said, his voice grim. We can either pull back and let that sector go, or we complete the transformation, Mira finished. Through her link with the ambassador, she understood what that meant. The changes in human neural architecture weren't just about forming better bonds with the predators. They were about becoming something new, a bridge species that could unite the galaxy's past and future. Dar. Patel, Director Chen's voice came through, thick with concern. The Council is demanding to know what's happening. These changes to human biology, they're permanent, aren't they? The ambassador shared one final vision, a galaxy where humans and ancient predators worked as one, their combined abilities allowing them to maintain cosmic balance in ways neither species could achieve alone. It wasn't just about saving systems from hypernovas, it was about guiding the very evolution of galactic civilization. Yes, Mira answered, they're permanent. But they're also necessary. We're not losing our humanity, we're fulfilling it. This is what we were meant to become. Through the neural network, she felt the other human operators reach the same understanding. One by one, they embraced the transformation, their consciousness expanding to match the vast awareness of their predator partners. The quantum barrier stabilized, strengthened by the combined power of two species becoming one. The hypernova's energy was contained, channeled into paths that would nurture rather than destroy. When it was over, the Arcturian vessel hung in space, its sensors recording the aftermath. Their fear had been replaced by awe as they witnessed what the human-predator partnership had achieved. Send a message to the Galactic Council, Mira instructed Echo. Tell them the Sanctuary Initiative was more successful than we could have imagined. We didn't just save the sector, we discovered our true purpose in the galaxy. Dr. Nakamura's final scans confirmed what they all felt. Humanity had taken its next evolutionary step. The neural bridges were now permanent, a biological inheritance that would be passed down to future generations. So what happens now? Marcus asked, watching as the predators began a victory dance through space, their massive forms weaving patterns that seemed to celebrate not just survival, but transformation. Mira smiled, feeling the warmth of the ambassador's approval and the endless possibilities that stretched before them. Now we do what humanity has always done best, we adapt, we grow, and we help others understand that the greatest strength comes not from domination, but from connection. The ancient predators had waited millions of years for a species that could help them protect the galaxy. In humanity, they had found not just partners, but fellow guardians of cosmic harmony. Together, they would face whatever challenges the universe presented, their combined abilities ensuring that life in all its forms would continue to flourish. And in the quantum dance of predator and human, past and future, fear and understanding, a new chapter in galactic evolution had begun.